Commissioner Lawrence Reyes, Jr. of the Legal Education Board, Professor Danilo L. Concepcion, President of the University of the Philippines, the Chair of the Legal Education Board, Professor Melanie Trinidad, I think is not with us, but she will have a recorded message shown later. Fellow deans and law educators, fellow students in the law, guests and participants here in the Malcolm Theater and online. Good morning to you all and welcome to our LEAP Year-End Conference. Speaking for the University of the Philippines College of Law and the Law Center, allow me to say that it is our pleasure and we are truly honored, humbled, and excited to be hosting this very timely conference together with the Legal Education Board. I say timely because as we emerge from the fears and uncertainties of a global pandemic into the fears and uncertainties of today's global geopolitics, there is much to take into account, discuss, and plan as we move forward in the matter of law education. Even before the year 2020, the year of the COVID-19 pandemic, we already knew that the world was changing at a very fast pace because of what some call the age of acceleration. The current, we still live in it, relatively brief era when the exponential increases in computer processing capacities in the span of a few years drive technological change at a very accelerated pace. These technological leaps, if you will, bring with them corresponding changes in almost all dimensions of life, economic activity, and culture. These changes are not benign, as they have not only changed how we live our lives, but they have also created new problems and have caused much displacement that governments and communities have rightfully sought to address. This accelerated pace of technological change heightens what has been called cultural lag. Cultural lag, or the delay that typically characterizes how other aspects of culture or society react to changes in the technological aspect of our culture, of our lives, to address the new problems that arise from these technological developments. Simply put, technology marches on relatively unrestrained, while the other dimensions of our culture, of our society, most especially democratic legal institutions with their slow participative processes, try to catch up. That is the first of 2 points about the law that I wish to make in this opening message. And to summarize, the law is typically reactive and has always been slow in reacting. The second point about the law that I want to make is something we have seen during the pandemic and more acutely in recent months, that the law is often challenged and undermined, and this is happening more often lately. From the seeming disregard of personal liberties with the imposition of COVID-related restrictions to the blatant contradiction of the international law prohibition on the use of force by Russia in its war on Ukraine, we have seen man-made rules challenged by other people of different beliefs and inclinations. Now, these 2 points, that the law is slow to react and open to challenge, these are points that many law professors in Philippine law schools do not emphasize or even mention at all because we are not trained nor equipped with the tools to teach these realities without risking the disillusionment of our students and their possible dropping out of law school altogether. Our methodologies focus on what the law ought to be rather than what it really is, even though our students will encounter these realities outside the law school as they study the law and certainly when they begin to practice law as members of the bar. Further to the point that the law is slow to react, the observation or suggestion has been made, and I paraphrase a quote attributed to Carl Fish, that schools should be preparing students for jobs that don't yet exist, using technologies that haven't been invented in order to solve problems we don't even know are problems yet. Adapting this to the future of the legal profession, law school should be reflecting on the question, are we preparing our students to face a volatile world where the law can and will change, where the laws fail to anticipate proper solutions to legal problems that they will encounter? To be fair, these are questions that have been raised before, even in this country. However, these questions, the challenges presently confronting the legal profession and the legal education community in particular, and the challenges that they will face in the future, have not been systematically addressed. But if these questions have been posed before, then clearly the future that those questions anticipated has already materialized, as recent developments prove. I make this last observation to make the further point that we cannot afford to delay action on these matters for much longer. I consider the Legal Education Advancement Program, or LEAP, that we are all a part of now through this conference as a critical first step towards recalibrating and retooling law or legal education in the country to capacitate and empower our students, our future lawyers, and perhaps even our present lawyers, not only with the requisite knowledge, but more importantly with the mindset, discipline, and versatility to solve problems that they did not encounter and that could have not been imagined during their law studies. As I told many of you last night during our welcome dinner, the far-reaching fundamental changes that need to happen can only be done through a concerted community effort, which is why the UP Law Center, the UP College of Law, has worked hard with the Legal Education Board to make LEAP an inclusive campaign that seeks input and engages with various stakeholders of diverse affiliations. So as I welcome all of you, our dear participants, speakers, and resource persons during this opening of the conference, please know that we truly appreciate and thank you all for the contributions to LEAP that you have already made so far and for all the inputs that all of you will be making during this conference. There is still much work to be done, but the fact that all of you are giving your time and lending your talents for this conference is a very promising sign of the future success of this effort. Mabuhay po kayong lahat at maraming salamat po.